What if I told you that a man who was once rejected from art school would rise to become one of history's deadliest dictators? This is the story of Adolf Hitler. Born in the quaint town of Braunau am Inn, Austria, in the year 1889, young Adolf had dreams far removed from the horrors he would later unleash. He aspired to be an artist, a vision not shared by his stern father, who hoped for him a career in civil service. With the death of his parents, Hitler was left alone, his dreams unanchored. His youthful optimism took him to Vienna, where he applied to the prestigious Academy of Fine Arts. But rejection came not once, but twice, shattering his aspirations and leaving him adrift in a city teeming with opportunities that seemed just out of reach. Struggling with poverty and at times homelessness, Hitler eked out a living selling hand-painted postcards, his dreams of artistry reduced to mere survival. But as the world teetered on the brink of the Great War, a new chapter was about to begin for Hitler. As the world turned its attention to the Great War, Hitler found his calling in the chaos and destruction. From the trenches of World War I emerged a man whose political ideology would shape the world in unimaginable ways. This man was Adolf Hitler. The war had left him disillusioned. He believed that Germany had been stabbed in the back by its own politicians. This fueled his entry into politics. Hitler joined the German Workers' Party in 1919, a small group of disgruntled war veterans. It was here that Hitler discovered his talent for oratory. His charismatic speeches captivated audiences, espousing a vision of a racially pure, territorially expansive Germany. The German Workers' Party soon transformed into the National Socialist German Workers' Party, or the Nazi Party. Hitler's influence grew, and so did his ambition. In 1923, he attempted to seize power in a coup known as the Beer Hall Putsch. But the putsch failed, and Hitler was arrested. Behind bars, Hitler penned Mein Kampf, a manifesto that would become the foundation of the Nazi regime. Out of prison, and with a growing following, Hitler was on the path to seizing power. His charisma and strategic alliances eventually led him to the position of Chancellor in 1933. But that was just the beginning of his ambition. Upon the death of President Hindenburg the next year, Hitler seized the opportunity to consolidate his power. He declared himself Führer, the absolute ruler of Germany, discarding any semblance of democracy. His reign was marked by aggressive foreign policies and an ideology of racial supremacy. Hitler's ambition for territorial expansion was evident in his decision to annex Austria and Czechoslovakia in 1938, blatantly defying the Treaty of Versailles. His obsession with racial purity led to the systematic persecution and murder of millions, a dark period in history known as the Holocaust. Hitler's decisions were driven by an unfettered ambition and an utter disregard for human life. His leadership, fueled by hatred and violence, had disastrous consequences for Germany and the world. With the invasion of Poland in 1939, Hitler plunged the world into its second global conflict. The war that Hitler started would ultimately lead to his downfall. As World War II progressed, a series of turning points began to signal the end for Nazi Germany. Hitler's health, already declining, was further compromised by the stress and strain of the war. His once iron grip on Europe began to falter, and the tide of war turned against him. As the Allies closed in on all fronts, the Soviet troops made their way into Berlin, Hitler's stronghold. This marked the beginning of the end for Hitler and his dream of a 1,000-year Reich. Besieged, isolated, and increasingly desperate, Hitler made the decision to end his own life. On April 30th, 1945, in the bunker beneath his chancellery, Hitler committed suicide, bringing an end to his reign of terror. Hitler's reign left a mark on history that continues to be studied, remembered, and mourned. His rise and fall serves as a stark reminder of the destructive power of totalitarianism and hate.